So I was wrong. The best elite spec for soloing any content in the game on Engineer is, of course, Mechanist. I'm Simmer, and today we're gonna take a look at this incredibly powerful build. Before I start with the build, big disclaimer, this build was created by Lord Heisen. Be sure to check out his channel, so big credits to him. I just want to explain this build to you because I feel it's extremely strong and can help a lot of people, especially new players, to get the content done in the game. So for gear, you want to run full Celestial with Trapper Rune, just like my Holosmith build guide that I had previously. Be sure to check it out, it's in the top right hand corner. And full Celestial on your trinkets as well. You want to run Spear and Celestial, of course. For Sigils, you want to go Strength for sure, and then you can swap the second to whatever is needed. So if you face a condition boss or condition enemies, you go for Cleansing. If you want to get some wound removal, you should go for Sigil of Absorption. And if you don't have any of that applying, then you can go for a more offensive one like Earth or even Bursting, whatever you feel like is really well suited for your build. I would say in most circumstances, it's really good to have Absorption to have the ability to do Wound Corrupt, or Cleansing to have more panic like Condition Cleanse. For Relic slots, it's actually the same. Relic of the Fractal is just the straight up best option for Condis and for damage in general. But if you face a lot of condition pressure, there is actually a new relic that made this build really strong. So if you have it unlocked, it's called Relic of the Mist Heights with the latest patch. Cleanse a condition from yourself when you successfully combo a field with a leap or blast finisher. You're an engineer, you have a lot of fields, you had a lot of blast and leap finishers. So you cleanse a lot of conditions when you're running this relic. So if you really need a lot of condition cleanse, you can go for this relic. And if you do so, most of the time cleansing is not needed. I would not go for cleansing as well. But if you really need that many cleanses, then of course you can go for cleansing. So that's it for the gear. For consumables, of course it's a Celestial build, but mostly focused on condition damage. So Peppered, Cured Meat, Flatbread is extremely strong, condition damage, expertise, and minus 10% incoming damage, just perfect. And Tuning Icicles is the utility enhancement that you should run. Now to the traits. So you run Explosives, Firearms, and Mechanist. Explosives just give you a lot of vulnerability and more damage. So you get Permanent Fury when you hit with an explosion, and you hit almost all your attacks are explosions, so you get a lot of Fury and Permanent Fury. Then you have some nice aim-assisted rocket that helps you. And that's important trait, that's your big healing trait, Big Boomer. So you get almost permanently this buff that gives you more damage, but also gives you passive 300, over 300 healing per second, which is really good for just a damage trait in general, really strong. Then Firearms just gives you some nice chance to bleed on critical hit. You crit a lot because you're Celestial. You have even more crit chance when you fight against bleeding enemies, which they should always be. Then you have more bleed duration, really good. Then you get some condition damage. That's really good as well. Then you get more expertise and more condition damage, just really good. And you get more burning duration, and critical hits every 10 seconds apply burning as well. So you have a lot of damage in this trait line. Both trait lines are more damage oriented. This is more condition damage, this is more power damage, but it provides you with some healing as well. Now to Mechanist. But this makes the build really strong, especially for players that are not, extremely skilled at the rotations and stuff, because you have a mech that helps you a lot. It deals a lot of damage, and it has actually quite a lot of nice damage as well. So you have this skill, which gives you might, really good, and does some nice damage. Then you give, this is a really good trait. It gives you a mech the skill that gives you the Alacrity around you, and protection and stability and ages and removes 3 conditions and is a stun break. So it's extremely overloaded, the skill. Use it off cooldown, of course, because you want to have as much Alacrity as you can get. It's insane. And then you have Mech Core Shade Dynamo. This allows you to get Quickness when you use your mech skills. So it's extremely strong because this makes this build have Quickness and Alacrity at the same time for a huge amount of time. So any skill that you use on your mech gives you Quickness. And if you have Alacrity and your mech as well, you get a lot of uptime of Quickness and Alacrity. Really, really good. Mech just gives you a lot of healing and toughness and stuff for just more for your mech as well. This trade line is not about giving yourself any stats, but it's just improving your mech, and the mech gives you damage and wounds. So that's what this does. Now to the skills. We have some nice sleep finisher and damage here. The 3 you should always keep, not use again, just for some more vulnerability application and some nice damage around you. It's an AoE around you. The 4th skill you should only use if you need a CC, but of course you can also, with Absorption Sigil, then get some nice boom steal going. This is a blast finisher. It's also some kind of leap. And be aware, when you run the Mist-Tide relic, you get this is a blast finisher and this is a leap finisher. Both of them can cleanse condition when you use them in a field, so really strong. In your mech skills, just quickness and weakness and a lot of damage. This is, like I already said, really overloaded. And then this base as well. Some CC and some damage, big damage as well. Use them off cooldown, of course. And be aware, this is around the mech, the 2nd skill, so if you're far away from a mech, you won't get it. Then you have your healing skill. Your healing skill removes some conditions as well, and has some nice area field, water field, that you can also, if you use it instantly again, it's a area blast, so you get another condition cleanse and healing when you run this relic, as said. Then flamethrower, really strong. Some blast finisher here as well. Some fire field that does damage. Stun break, that was the buff, really strong buff. We have now stun break on this kit. Some CC as well. So a lot of nice utility there. And barrier signet is some really good utility as well. Gives you barrier, like it says, but pulsing, and gives the mech around him blocks missile, so deflect, really strong. Use it whenever you need it. It can be really helpful to just deal with a lot of damage. And then shift signet, really probably one of the best utility skills in the game. It removes conditions when you used it. It gives you passive 25% movement speed. Wounds are also copied to your mech that you gain. That's just overloaded the passive. And it's a shadow step. 2000 range, 1200 range. And it's a stun break. So it's really overloaded the skill. Use it whenever you need it. To reposition, to cleanse conditions, to break stun, whatever. It's really good. And then your elite is your other signet. It's really important for the reason that when your mech dies, you lose quite a lot of your damage, of your boons. So if you need a mech and it's dead, you have to use it to reset the mech. This is really important. So I would not use it if you fear that the mech dies, because you can revive him once. For some situations, you might swap out one of the skills here, probably the barrier signet for Elixir U if you want to have another stun break and stability and quickness. But in most situations, that is probably the best setup. So typically you would spam your 2 and your 3 once, and your 5. Those are the skills that you should always use. Of course, if you need Condi cleanses with the relic, like I said, you should wait for the blasts and the fields to get it, the leap, to get them cleansing. But this is the same with the flamethrower. Use your 2 skill, your 3 skill, and your 4 skill of cooldown. The 5 skill you should use when you need a stun break. Of course, like I said, max skills, all of cooldown, and that's it. Barrier signet, need when you need nice barrier and stuff, and blocks. So should also use it most likely off cooldown. So you have actually a really easy build. You can use most skills just whenever you feel like it. It's not a typical rotation. And it does a lot of damage. It's really fun. You can see in the background, it's extremely strong. It does not get that much damage because the mech can also tank some of the mobs while still dealing a lot of damage and providing a lot of wounds to you. So it's a really well-rounded solo build. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.